19%. That's how many young Americans say they trust the federal government most or all of the time. More than half believe the country is moving in the wrong direction. And here's the uncomfortable question. If so many young people feel the system isn't working, who exactly is it working for? It's like walking into a casino where the lights are bright, the music is loud, but the odds are quietly adjusted against you. Here's what happened. By late 2025 and early 2026, survey data painted a clear picture. The Harvard Kennedy School Youth Poll showed trust in government at 19%. A majority said the country was headed in the wrong direction. Surveys from Johns Hopkins University found over 60% of Americans aged 18 to 29 demanding major structural changes to the political system, regardless of which party is in charge. Meanwhile, Gallup reported institutional trust, Congress, the presidency, the Supreme Court, mainstream media, hovering below 20 to 30%. And something else shifted. Only 36% of Gen Z report high engagement at work. Over 90% report stress or burnout symptoms. The hustle culture faded. Work-life balance rose above salary. Side projects and investing gained appeal over traditional 9-to-5 careers. It sounds like laziness to some, but the interesting part is this. Behavior changes when incentives change. When young people see high debt, unstable housing, rising automation risk, they adapt. Not loudly, quietly. Like a worker who stops running on a treadmill when they realize the speed keeps increasing, but the destination never changes. In economics, that's called incentive response. And here's where it gets strange. Automation and AI didn't just threaten factory jobs. They moved into white-collar territory. Entry-level analysts, administrative assistants, junior coders. When risk shifts downward and efficiency gains move upward, companies behave predictably. It's like a delivery app that pushes drivers to accept more orders while keeping pricing control centralized. The driver takes the volatility. The platform keeps the margin. In economic terms, that's risk externalization. Who feels it first? The youngest workers. They enter at the most replaceable rung. They hold the least assets. They have the smallest margin for error. And when housing prices remain elevated and student debt persists without automatic income-linked relief, the default path becomes fragile. Not illegal, not dramatic, just tilted. And here's what most people miss. Defaults shape behavior more than speeches do. Behavioral economists like Richard Thaler and Cass Sunstein described this as choice architecture. Every decision environment has a default. Auto-enroll someone into a retirement plan and participation rises. Make organ donation opt-out instead of opt-in, and rates jump. Small structural tweaks, big predictable shifts. That idea is called libertarian paternalism, guiding choices without removing freedom. It sounds reasonable, but the problem is not nudges themselves. The problem is who designs them and toward whose definition of better. If the default assumes decades of loan repayment, if tax advantages tilt toward asset holders over wage earners, if media algorithms amplify outrage because outrage increases engagement, then the architecture doesn't nudge toward optimism. It nudges toward withdrawal. And withdrawal isn't always rebellion. Sometimes it's rational adaptation. Let's remove emotion and look at incentives. Financial institutions are rewarded for issuing more credit. Regulators are incentivized to maintain stability. Politicians respond to median voters who skew older. No villain required, just structure. It's like a building where the thermostat is controlled by people on the top floor. If they're comfortable, the heating system doesn't change, even if the basement is freezing. In economic terms, that's political capture combined with demographic leverage. Emergency liquidity during crises flows to systemically important institutions. It rarely flows directly to dispersed gig workers or first-time borrowers. So leverage doesn't disappear. It migrates. From visible debt bubbles to embedded defaults, subscription models, platform dependency, housing scarcity, policy inertia. And here's the key question. Is generational withdrawal accidental? Or is it the predictable outcome of a structure that concentrates stability upward and distributes volatility downward? History shows younger generations often absorb the first wave of economic shocks. Lost wealth-building years, delayed home ownership, deferred families, mental health strain. But the rebellion today isn't violent. It's cultural disengagement, online coordination, ballot shifts. The 2025 New York mayoral race, where Zohran Mamdani gained traction with strong youth turnout, signaled something subtle. Not revolution, recalibration. The structure allows expression, but it rarely rewrites the blueprint. And here's what most people miss. When distrust rises, tax bases erode, labor participation softens, legitimacy weakens. The next crisis often grows from the solution to the last one. Events change, governments rotate, markets cycle, but incentive structures, the defaults, persist. The core power question is simple. Who controls the starting settings of the economic game? Because whoever sets the default rarely needs to control the outcome directly. And here is the deeper layer. Young people are not disengaging because they are irrational. They are reacting to reward systems that no longer align effort with security. Markets are not emotional. They are mechanical. They reward those who understand how the machine is calibrated. Clarity matters. Track incentives, not headlines. Watch where risk flows, not where attention flows. Position yourself where resilience compounds, not where optimism is advertised. The event may fade, the narrative may shift, but the architecture, the invisible design of incentives, often remains. And in every era, those who understand the structure early are not the loudest participants. They are the quiet ones who build where the defaults cannot easily take it away. Because in markets, as in politics, one law quietly endures. The system does not change because it is criticized. It changes only when incentives demand it.